took a week off, but I know you're out there. Hey, Bob. Morning, Wendy. Morning, Joe. Morning, Joe. I got my Morning Joe right here. Hey, Bruce, you back in Florida? Hey, Jamie, what's going on? Good morning from Vancouver. Yeah, we're on the same time zone. Is that Vancouver, BC or Vancouver, Washington? I love Vancouver, BC. I was there in, I think, 97 or something. Yeah, I was there in 97. It's so gorgeous. But I passed out in Stanley Park. It's not what it sounds like. Well, but yeah. I was there with a worship with Maranatha Music doing a worship clinic in BC in Vancouver in 97. And the president of the vice president of the company was with us, and he bought all the guys Cubans because we can't have Cubans, can't get them in the U.S. Maybe you can now. I don't know. I haven't kept up on that. And so I just I'll get this big one, you know. So and we're walking on. Hold on, I can think of it. Dang it. It's kind of a main street in Vancouver. All the coffee shops and record stores and clubs and I want to say State Street, but that's Santa Barbara. Maybe you know the name of the street. I'll think of it in a second. And we're walking down, and we're just going for a long walk, and I'm puffing on a cigar. I never smoked a cigar in my life, and I'm trying to keep it lit. So I'm just doing these little puffs just to keep it lit for like a 1.5 mile walk, and we get to Stanley Park, and I hadn't taken a deep breath in like 1.5 miles because I'd been trying to keep this cigar lit. And when I woke up, I was laying on a bench. I guess I'd sat down and just went, oh, I feel dizzy. And everybody was laughing at me, which is pretty much, but it's a beautiful city. Did you take a guess at that street? I'm trying to remember the name of the street. Yeah, but anyway, that was my only Cuban cigar. I prefer to smoke a pipe. If I'm going to smoke at all, it's going to be a pipe. My grandfather smoked pipe, and I have some of his pipes. And he would just smoke a basic cherry Cavendish. So I'll get some cherry Cavendish and then light it up and go make the house smell like my grandparents' house. Especially if you leave and come back, it's kind of an awesome thing. We've been talking about playing grooving rhythm. And I like to pick a chord. I like to pick a voicing of a chord. Like if the song's in E, and you want an E major chord, I'm probably going to pick like a C form E chord so that I can lift the strings off of the fret and mute the strings and get that sound. So, like a lot of, like if you're going to do that Bo Diddley vibe. You want to pick a bar chord, it's really hard to do that. It's totally fine, but that's a totally different vibe, a totally different sound with all those strings ringing out open. It's really hard. And I can mute strings in open position. I'm going to get some open string sneaking through there, and I'm going to have to do a lot more work over here. Whereas this, all I'm doing is I'm taking the strings off of the frets, but I'm leaving my fingers exactly where they are. It's a great thing to practice. You can just even just do this. Can't see anything, can you? Now, Robson Street. Is it Robson Street? Is it Robson Street in Vancouver? I'm trying to remember. That seems like it. That seems like what it was. Or was Robson Street in Seattle? No, Seattle. We didn't walk around. We went to the pier and ate at that famous crab place. Yeah, I liked all three. When I was there, it was like 97, 98, 99 is when I was doing those clinics. And I went to, or Granville, maybe. I remember we went to a Chinese restaurant where they actually made the noodles in front of us. Like they were whipping them around until they got really thin. And then they cooked them. It was pretty cool. But the whole time you're smelling all that amazing Chinese food and then you're not eating for a long time because they have to make your noodles by hand. I'm like, you can get them from a box, right? So, but I remember it was amazing. I guess I can't remember the food. I don't remember the cigar. I barely remember. So, thank you, Bruce. Good afternoon, Sam. Did Tom listen to some Pink Floyd? Have a Cigar? No, I've never heard that song. Oh, I've passed out so many times. Sam. I pass out at the sight of my own blood. That's how I know. Cartoons, like Bugs Bunny cartoons, Disney cartoons, but particularly like Bugs Bunny cartoons, they'll do things like birds fly. When you get knocked out, you have birds flying around, or you're seeing stars. And that's how I know there's some basis in reality for some of that stuff, because when I blacked out, literally everything black. And then what happened was, or happens, I'm assuming it happens to most everybody, is it starts to come back in splotches, like little parts of my vision starts to come at me. And what it looks like is it's just light and stars are coming, it just looks like stars. And then the stars get bigger and pretty soon, it just takes a few seconds and your whole vision is back. I haven't blacked out in decades. So probably the last time I blacked out was on the bench in Stanley Park in Vancouver. And that was just from a lack of oxygen. When we were kids, we used to do that game where you would like suffocate, like push on their lungs until they passed out. Like from behind, you would squeeze them and knock all the air out of them. But yeah, a couple times I passed out when I saw my own blood. Well, no, that's not true. One time I passed out because I was an idiot. Well, that's a foregone conclusion. You all know that. I was climbing a tree in my neighborhood. I was probably like 12 or 13 years old. And at the bottom of the tree was a board with a nail sticking out of it. And I thought, hey, I'll jump on that nail and bend it down. And it went right through my foot, right through my shoe and right through my foot. And I pulled it off and I started walking home. It kind of hurt, but it didn't really hurt. I started walking home and all of a sudden I feel squished, every step squish. My shoe is filling with blood. I get home, my mom takes my shoe off. She makes me take my shoe off. She was smart, over the bathtub. And as soon as I saw that white sock was all red, I was like, boom, I'm out. So fortunately I was laying down at the time. I had to go get a tetanus shot and the whole bit. Yeah, that was good 50 plus years ago. The other time I blacked out was when I had mono and they took blood and I woke up. I was laying down, so that's fortunate. Anytime I blacked out, I've either been sitting down or laying down, so that's good. Yeah, kids. Oh man, we didn't pretend. We almost killed each other so many times. Jumping off of roofs. We and just even playing football, or we played smear the queer, which was just tackle the guy with a ball, and yeah, that was we would I just get brutalized and they would get piled up with 40 kids on top of you. I don't know how we survived, to be honest. No car seats. No packaging that said "Do not eat this," whatever that thing is in the package. Do not choking hazard. We didn't have any choking hazard warnings when we were kids. Somehow we survived. When I was in high school and junior high, you actually studied Latin. You got Latin. You had to take Latin. Now they've got tags that say "Don't eat this tag." It's like what? It's idiocracy is a reality. All American smear. You called it All American smear. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, that time. So I had mono, and I was laying down there taking blood. I don't know, it was the first time I ever had blood taken, and I passed out. But not only did I pass out, I convulsed, and when I woke up, there were like 2 nurses and 2 doctors trying to hold me down. Like my whole body was just like shaking, and then they ran the test and it came back mono, and they said there's nothing you could do, just get sleep. I'm like, really? And the next day I felt better. It was like the weirdest thing. I couldn't breathe practically. Like my throat was so swollen that if I laid down it cut off my breathing, so I had to sleep sitting up. And I thought I had it again recently. I don't know what that was. It could have been COVID. No, it wasn't COVID because I took a COVID test. I had a really bad sore throat. And yeah, so that was no fun. I just do this live stream just so I can tell you all my ailments. The older I get, that's all we're going to talk about, right? So my sciatica's acting up again. But I do actually sometimes teach a lesson in these live streams. And we have been talking about grooving. I don't know if this is actually resonating with anybody's having any fun with this, if it's even useful. I got the acoustic out just because I just wanted to show you can do this on acoustic or electric. It doesn't really matter. But I feel like the groove, like the one down here, the very the bottom left one, okay? That's what I would call the free range groove on acoustic if I used all open strings. And I've talked about this in the past. I remember first hearing it on a Wells Fargo commercial. It was like, and so that's basically what's happening there. Here we're accenting every 3rd 16th note. Except you can't keep doing that. You can keep doing it, but it's going to take 3 measures. So 3 times 16, it's going to take that many measures of 16th notes to come back around to where you started. And so, for example, if it's hard to show, but I do have it. I do have a 3. I think I have a 3 measure one. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Did I drag it into the YouTube folder here? 16th grooves. Let's see. I may not have used that one. Sorry, just get my windows in order here. Yeah, I didn't. Oh wait, what's this one? Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is what it would look like if we just kept going. All right, just every 3rd 16th note. You see, the first bar it starts on, we have a squeeze on the downbeat, and then the second bar we have it on the and of the beat, and then on the 3rd bar we have on the E. But you can see if by the end of the 3rd bar we've got nothing, the squeeze or the dead note on the 4, but on the for E, the E of 4, we have a squeeze, and then the and we have dead. And what happens there is that sets you up because there's the 1, 2, 3. So if we count these squeezes and dead notes, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that's you're gonna have to do, what's that, 54? What's 16 times 3? My brain's not working. 48. So you have to do 48 16th notes before it come back around. And so if I were to do that free range groove, and I can pick a D chord, let's say, if I were to just do it with with the accents right here, like I said, it would take 3 bars to go around, which is actually a problem because a 3-bar phrase isn't a very good phrase, right? Most songs are 2, 4, or 8-bar phrases. So even the phrase itself, you're going to need to do it how many times before it'll repeat within a 24-bar phrase, maybe 24 bars, and then so it's like a long time. But okay, that would be the open sounding. If I did it with the E9 chord, it just sounds like a stuck record, you know. But in some ways, that might be easier to do than the other way, which is to bring it back around to 1, because this way you don't have to keep track of where the beat is. And so that's sometimes, that's a problem. You want to keep track of where the beat is. Usually you're playing with a drummer or something so you can kind of keep track. But I'll do something like this just to kind of turn around on itself, okay? So like I could do... just because I want to have the beat go against it. So let me see if I throw a beat on here. Oh, I forgot how slow we are. It's probably distorting. Ah, 2, 3, 4. I think I uploaded these. I created drum groups, right? Yeah, I did. I uploaded those. Did I do 3 different tempos or did I just do 2 different tempos? Sorry, I'm not paying attention to the... Oh, pin the Discord link. Sorry about that. You're talking about Discord and I haven't pinned it. It's in the description. Oh, we got a lot of people on. That's awesome. But you know, I've done that groove where I just kind of keep going groupings of 3 no matter what, because I like the way it falls against the different hits of the snare drum. So it's just kind of, you know, sometimes you're ahead of the snare, sometimes you're right after the snare, sometimes you're right before the kick, sometimes you're right after the kick. It's kind of crazy. Oh, I'm getting text. Hold on. Oh, good. All right. May have to do some replies here. So. All right, so, but this one here, it's not, this thing, you know, not particularly common. I'm going to make it really, oops, not upside down. I'm going to make it really small, put it away. All right, we're not going to play with it anymore. But this first one here on the bottom left-hand side of your screen, that's this one. And I could do a double hit on beat 4, so I'd be 4 and that would be very common. free range group. Even better, you can do it with a big E chord. That way you don't have to worry about muting any strings or anything. You don't get any notes that you don't want. You can even do like an E5. Or you can hit all those 16th notes at the end of at beat 4. Like that. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Leon. I'm a storyteller. I have to accept that. Thanks, Gary. I don't know if they're good stories or not. I did say the word queer and the word smear the queer, so probably going to have to put a PG-13 on this one. Let's see, Holly, what do you? I have not listened to the Cujo track yet. Sadie, you guys like don't ever talk other than here, right? You guys just like having your own conversations. There are hundreds of reaction videos. Oh, to what? It's so crazy. Ren is smart and asks for people to do reactions. Oh. The track he dropped is harsh. Nobody will want to work with Cujo ever again. Well, I don't know what that is. Oh, with Cujo the artist? Yeah, I got lucky with mono. I'm looking back at some of the comments. I got lucky with mono. I literally, almost as soon as I got diagnosed, the next day I was almost up to 100%. And it was about a week of really bad sore throats was pretty much it. And, they call it the kissing disease. But I think part of the reason why is... not so much from kissing, but I think it's just more from being excited about being in a relationship and you're not sleeping as much as you should. So, but yeah, I posted the, sorry. Dang it. Hold on. I gotta. Just keep it. I'm in the middle of a lot of work, which is great. And just now I'm thinking about it, this pattern here too. Okay, like one of we talked about this when we talked about bluegrass stuff and alternating picking. One of the things that you should work on, if you're just looking for something to practice, you can do this watching TV or whatever. Like take a C chord and take the middle, kind of the middle 3 strings of a C chord, so 4th string, 3rd string, and 2nd string. And what I'm doing is I'm actually doing a pattern of 3. I'm going. And then finishing up with a pattern of 4. So I'm going 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, and I'm doing that 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So 4 times 3 is 12, and in a 16th notes, I have 4 more notes I need. So I can't do a 3, I got to do a grouping of 4. So what I do is 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 3rd string again. Come back to it, and try to do that with alternating picking. So it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And that's a really good exercise. I'm not very good at it, but because I'm not really a bluegrass player, but that's how you can do that fast. If you were to do like down, 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 up, down, up. You'll never be able to get it that fast. Or if you were, and that's one of the things when I talk about picking, I always kind of say, well, pick in the direction of the next string. And that's generally true, but with bluegrass, they just do pure alternating. They maybe do two downstrokes in a row, but it's like if you're just doing a bunch of 16th notes and you do 2 8th notes, they may just play those 2 8th notes with downstrokes to keep the pattern alive, so that you're still coming up. Oh, that's what. So Sadie, okay, that's. Yeah, when I had anytime I have a song with Justin Bieber or a big artist like that I wrote, they always send me a paperwork saying that I didn't copy anybody. I didn't copy anyone. I didn't sample anyone. And for me, it's not even a question. I mean, everything I do, I kind of come up originally, and a lot of times I'm doing weird tunings and things like that. So I know that no one's ever done what I just did. So it's I can with confidence sign that document. But oh, okay, awesome, Catherine. I'm glad. So we'll do. So I'm happy to keep working on it. So again, what I'd like you to be able to do is I'd love to be able to do a double hit on all of these or selective ones. Okay. So like I said, there's 4 ways that I can think of just off the top of my head that you can play each of these hits. Okay. When I say hit, that. So that's a single hit. Hit, 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 hit. I could do a double hit on all of them. It would sound like this. And when I do that, it's really hard to hear the dead between those double hits. Okay? But I'm actually hitting it. If I were to play it really slow. Hard to do that. I don't know if you can hear that. It's not distorting, but yeah, we're in standard right now. Yeah, but you can do it in any tuning. But I'm not doing. I'm in E, so it's kind of a weird key for dadgat. But I would challenge you to put your guitar in dadgat and write a song in the key of E. And have fun with that. Well, that would be hard though because all those D's. It might be easier to do a song in A. Because in the key of E, you've got D sharps. So we have single hit, double hit. I could do a triple hit. Now, if I do triple hit, it's just going to be all of them, right? Except on beat 4, I might have one dead hit because I hit that last beat on beat 4 and do 3 there. Now I got to hit. However, these alterations or variations on the single hit are not necessarily to be used on every single hit. You can just use it on one. So let's just say I do single hit. But on the first one, I'm going to do a double hit. Maybe I'll do a double hit on the first one and the last one. Definitely sounds funky and R&B vibes. It gives really strong R&B vibes. But I could do a triple hit. If I did a triple hit on the first one, it would sound like this. on the second beat. So check this out. I mean on the second hit, not on beat 2, but on the second hit. So I'm technically starting on the of 1. See, wait. 1. So 1. 1. I could do it on the third hit. I could do a triple on the third hit, so it sounds like this. Ah, shoot. What is it? Yeah. Nope. It's almost, you almost have to hear it once and then you got it. It's kind of... I'm just adding that 9th fret on the first string, and that creates an E13th chord. Let me add that. I think my... Yeah, easy. Shoot, I gotta go talk to my pool guy. We gotta repair something. Something's not quite right. So let me put the drum beat on. You practice your groove. Okay, I'll be right back. All right. So, yeah, my pool. I got my pump isn't working for some reason. Brand new pump. It's not pulling anything. So we're just he's here trying to diagnose it and see what's going on. I'm wondering if something went down the line, but then when you switch it over to the jacuzzi side, totally different line. It still doesn't pull anything. So. Sorry about that. It's just one of those things where you just never know what's going to happen when I log on. So I've said so you could do a single hit, double hit, triple hit, which I won't do on all of them because it doesn't make any sense. But and you could do a hold, so you could hold it for the value of what would be a dotted eighth note. So you're just going to hold. Oh, let me write in that 13. Right? So that would be holding the note. And you could do that with any one of those notes. You could do it with two of them. And the great thing is you can mix them all up. So I'm going to do that here in a second. Let me edit this. Let's see, where is it? All right. So the E13th chord, what I was playing there was E13, and it's X. You could play the 0, but we're going to say X. 7, 6, 7, 7, 9. I'll try to get this right. I may have to make this a little smaller so you can see all the letters there. Okay. And so I'm grabbing that 13th with my pinky. Maybe there's an air leak. That's what he was checking. I checked that too. We just recently replaced a bunch of the filters. There's 8 curved filter things. We replaced 6 of them. They kind of weren't doing their job. Maybe an air leak. I've had that before. He's trying to figure it out. But yeah, the pump's working. I can hear it, but it's just not pulling any water. So. Oh, that's amazing. So most of the folks are grad students in my department. We have a big music research group. If you ever need to have me come in. I don't have any degrees at all, so I have no pedigree. Although USC didn't care, they asked me to create a master's degree program, believe it or not. University of Southern California. Oh hey, 6'9", what's going on? So I could mix that up. So I could do like a double hit on the first hit, and then a triple hit on the. So we've got 5 hits there, right? On one, on the of 1, the and of 2, the E of 3, and 4. Those are the 5 hits. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, I'm playing in 5. No, you're not. All right. So, but I could do a double hit on the first of those. You see, and so mix it up. I could do the opposite. I do a triple hit and then a double hit. And again, I'm always thinking, kind of imagining a horn section doing this, and I'm sure horn players kind of hate it when you do like a lot of the bop 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 bop, you know, they have to. I don't know how they even do it. Trumpet players in particular, but all of them. You're going. I want da 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 da. You know, and they're like, you can't catch their breath. That's why I play guitar. So I don't have to breathe at all to play guitar. So if I do like a triple hit and then a double hit, so I'll do a triple hit on 1, and then on the and of 2, I'll do a double hit. It sounds like this. That sounds totally familiar. Let me do a double hit on the E of 1 and the and of 3. So when we're counting those 5, I'm going to do a double hit on the second one and the fourth one. So it'll be this. And that might be something about. That might lead me to coming up with some kind of riff that I can use. So I'm getting a lot of love right now. You have a proper doubt regarding playing guitar. Could you please give me a tip? Well, that's what this channel is all about. One tip. Okay, here's a tip that you can take to the bank. When you're playing rhythm guitar, you really want to keep your right hand moving. All right. So when sorry, dang, just email's blowing up. So even if you're not hitting the strings, you want to keep this going. So let's say I just want to hit the downbeat of 1, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Essentially, I'm keeping time with my hand. 2, 3, 4. Well, a bar chord, what you're going to want to do with a bar chord is you're probably going to, you can do this. This is a good trick if you're having troubles with bar chords. Put a capo on the guitar, say at the 5th fret. And then see if you can get a bar chord in front of it. Because now your strings are already at fret level. You're not fighting the nut, you're fighting the fret level. And then what I do is I just bar all 6 strings and I try to get them all to ring out. All right? You want them all to ring out. Some chords, like a minor 7th chord, like this minor 7th chord, 5 of the strings depend on the bar. So you better have that bar happen if you want to play a minor 7th chord. The E9 chord that I'm using here has a bar with a 3rd finger. So bar chords could be, anytime you're using a bar and making a chord, I guess you could call it a bar chord. But bar chords are typically thought of as either the E form or the A form. Most people don't play a G form bar chord, they don't play a C form bar chord, although John Lennon did. He would play E like this a lot. He liked that voicing of an E chord. And then what would be the last one? Oh, the D form. Yeah, I don't really use that too often. But yeah. I can't get the G string correct. Well, I mean, you can help the first finger with your 2nd finger, pushing it down like that. But then you can't make a G chord. You can make a G minor chord. But you don't really, if you're making a G major chord like this or E form, you don't really need that third string to ring out with a bar because you're not even using the bar. In fact, when you make this major chord right here, you're only using 3 notes of the bar, the bottom string and the top 2 strings. And bar chords make great chords for this kind of groove. So it's not too much of a sidestep to talk about bar chords right here. Because I would use a bar chord if I was doing a kind of a funky groove where I wanted a lot of dead strings, like the Bo Diddley thing. So, although the problem with like playing the 5th fret, you get harmonics. I think that's sometimes why some songs are in B flat if they're written by a guitar player, so they can get it's completely dead. Isn't that interesting? A flat. But certain, like if you play a B chord, I pull my fingers off the string or the strings off of the frets, and I'm still hearing pitches. But yeah, so the other thing you can do with a bar chord is make sure your thumb is back behind the neck. If your thumb is up here, all right. When I always use this as an example. Open your hand up, spread your fingers out. See how you can really spread your fingers out, right? Well, you start to make a fist, and your fingers all come together. See that? So I usually use this as an example of playing chords that have very spread But if you put the guitar neck in the palm of your hand and like you're holding a baseball bat or something, you're not going to be able to get much spread. Like there's no way you could do this every breath you take chord. I have to have my thumb not only on the back of the neck, I have it on the bottom of the neck just to get the reach. If I bring my thumb around, my fingers automatically collapse. And that can be somewhat true too with you if your thumb is up here with a bar chord. For one thing, you may only be able to you can't bar all 6 strings with these 2 joints. You need all 3 of these joints. So you need this finger to be relatively straight. Now I say relatively straight because one of the tricks is that if you are having a hard time, you can turn it a little bit and give it a little curve. So I'm rolling it, and also keep it right behind the fret. Don't put it at the back of the fret, right up against the fret. Use that fret because you don't technically need to push the string. This is true all the time. You don't need to push the string to the fretboard, which is the wood part here, right? You only need to push the string to make the pitch. You only need to push the string to the fret. So if you play up against the fret, you don't need to work as hard. And if you're not pushing as hard, you can play faster. You know, if the lighter your touch, the faster you're able to play. But with the bar, you can roll it a little bit. And sometimes that will help you push down strings too. That's a classical guitar thing. But again, having your thumb back here and not up here will definitely help, because then you can create this kind of vice thing. I mean, technically I could hold this guitar with those 2 fingers because my hand's so strong now. It's also one of those things that will develop with time. Yeah, so see the thumb placement? One thing you can do if you want, a trick I used to do with my students back when I taught. Let's see if I find a piece of paper for this one. All right. Take a piece of paper, wad it up in a ball, like this. And put it in this hand. Put it in the palm of this hand. And then it forces you to keep your thumb back there. So that was just one way I got my students to kind of keep from grabbing the neck like a baseball bat. You don't want to grab it like a baseball bat. You want to have a little bit more finesse than that. So. Really, Gary? Is that what? Did I leave the room and my viewers went up? Well then, I'm out of here. Oh man, not like it pays anything. Oh well, it dropped down there. Is that when I left? Oh no, it didn't drop down. That's funny. It's yeah, I'm at 27 right now. I got up to 31. This is weird. I take a week off. Probably going to do Veterans Day off too, by the way. Gupta. I know someone named Gupta. Who do I know named Gupta? I have a friend named, her last name is Gupta, but I can't. Summer is over. Well, it's 106 today here in Los Angeles, in my neck of the woods. But tomorrow's going down 10 degrees, the next day it's going down another 10 degrees. And we're going to have the high 70s. It's going to be glorious. Can open up the house. My house looks pretty good. Right now I've got the AC on. I should probably turn it off. I mean, turn it down or up, whatever. You know what I mean. Okay, so mixing it up with these grooves. Now this tempo is pretty slow, so this this is the 60 BPM one, by the way. If you go to the Discord, I think you can see what did I do. How many variations did I do on that? How many variations? Tom's Lesbian. Okay, so I did 60, 80, and 100. Okay. And that's a good, 120 is good. When you're talking about 16th notes, it's not going to, 120 is pretty stinking fast. It's just, that would be twice as fast as this. Not a lot of funk songs are going to be 120. 100 is skewing towards the high tempo of funk. Funk is kind of, when I think funk, I always imagine Fat Albert, the cartoon Fat Albert, and it would be like, hey, 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 it's Fat Albert. And they'd be walking. It's just a funny, Now that's faster than 60, but that's not 120. And so this is kind of an R&B vibe. We're not now. Okay, disco was pretty fast, right? Disco would be 120. So that. Yeah, I could see doing disco at 120, but a lot of times when we were doing 16th notes in disco, we were just doing octaves. So, still, I'm not hearing anything that I don't remember doing any song that fast. So 120 would be definitely on the high end of even disco. And I did disco. I had a disco band in high school. Played disco music. But we've got so many tools now. So I could do a double hit, then a triple hit, then a hold, then a double hit, then a triple hit. Okay. Let's see. We can say S for single hit, D for double, T for triple, and H for hold. Okay, so let me see if I can, and I'm going to write this in there. Of course, hopefully I don't spell out some dirty word or something accidentally. I'm going to do a double. What did I say? A double, a triple, a hold, a triple, then a double. No. If I do a triple into a double, it's just going to be 5 in a row. So I'll do a double and a triple. Okay? DT, H, DT. All right, well, we'll see. Let me work it up slow. So that would be, oh yeah. That's pretty cool. I might do 13th on the hold. Yeah, so I'm going double. You're welcome. Okay, that's pretty crazy. I could do double, double, single, single hold. Kind of weird. I could do double, single, double, single, double. Oh, wait. Yep. I mean, you could just mix them up. Okay, give me one. use my nomenclature there to create a pattern it's got to be 5 letters. It's got to be S, D, T, or H. S, D, T, or H. S, D, T, H. Let's see if we can come up with one. I like that. What was it? Just double, single, double, single, double? No. It's kind of cool. Looks like I'm writing ADHD. Which I clearly have. Clearly. I'm sharpening at 11. What is that? Is that some bebop scale? I think it's the Lydian dominant scale. So it's a dominant, like an E7 dominant scale. Mix a Lydian with a Lydian. Sharp 7th. Ironic that Tom mentioned Fat Albert today. I just looked it up, and the first airing date, was September 9th. Fat Albert and the Cosby, and Cosby did all the voices, or most of the voices for that, 50 years ago today. So I would have been 12. I love that show. I thought it was so funny. It just cracked me up. And I was 12. It wasn't like I was 7. Anybody going to give me a variation here? Yeah, you don't even have to download the Discord app. I don't think. You can go to the Discord through a web browser and get those files too. Yeah, I've had work done on this Martin. I had a rattle. I had some bracing or two that came loose and were rattling, especially on a D note. Seems to be fine now. And then he put a new pickguard on here. The old one was all warped and bubbly. I think the guitar got left in a car or something, or got really hot at some point, because when I bought this, the pickguard was all bubbly and warped. And then it was I think a lefty, and they made it into a righty. And they filled in the lefty because the bridge is kind of the opposite. So that's probably what happens. They probably took the pickguard off that was here and tried to move it over there, or put a different pickguard on. They didn't do a good job. Also, there's on the bottom here, there's a crack there. It looks like it's two cracks here on the binding. It looks like it's been repaired. This was abused. It's got Grovers, but I think in the 70s that was standard for Martins, but I'm not sure. I paid $1,100 for this though, and it's my main axe. Now I put maybe another $1,100 into it over the years of just kind of getting it up to speed. But I love this thing. It's a D35. It's the 3. Somebody said it's called a 35 because it's a 3-piece back. The 28s have a 2-piece back, like the herringbone ones, the D28s. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. The 3 has anything to do with it, but I only know. Well, I think there's a D32. I know it's D35. I'm not sure what the other number signifies. I used to know what the numbers for the Taylors all meant. 700. Like I have an 8, 12, and 8 is the wood, and 12 is the style, the body style. So, okay. Like I said, my email's blown. I've been super busy. I mean, it's good. I'm not complaining at all. I love being busy. In fact, I got 2 new composers I'm working for right now. And I think they're digging my chili, as they say. Okay, did anybody give me a groove option? Come on, somebody gonna give me a groove option? Okay, I'll do one then. So single, 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 single. No, just kidding. Single, double, triple, single, double. So that would be single, double, single, double, triple, single, double. Yeah, not bad. I swear you guys aren't even listening to me. You're only here to talk amongst yourselves, right? All right. But yeah, so I'm just, those are the 4 tools I can think of at this point of playing kind of funk rhythms. You can do a single hit, a double hit, a triple hit, and a hold. Do the limbo rock. The limbo rock. What's the limbo groove? I remember there was a song that everyone. It might be double hits on all of them. I don't know. But I don't know what limbo rock is. Bo Diddley. Yeah, Bo Diddley's. No, what I'm asking for is 5 letters, either S, D, T. No, 5 letters, and they have to be either S, D, T, or H. And that way we'll create a random rhythm that may be golden that no one's ever done before. And then if you want to take it up to the next level, you can go between 2 chords. Of course, that would be the easy thing to do, just move around chromatically. Or I go like A minor. A7 is better. Yeah, George, you got to have faith. That's also the same rhythm. Yep. There's so many songs that use that rhythm, and I got to have faith. And all he was doing is stealing the Bo Diddley feel. And that's kind of what the funk thing is, but also the open, it's just a pattern. It's just a dotted eighth note pattern, which has been around. I've got classical pieces that date back 500 years that have dotted eighth note patterns. So it's not anything that Bo Diddley invented. He might have been the first to play it on a guitar, and that I even doubt. But yeah, well, I used to do like Open the Eyes of My Heart with the... just with the same pattern as the Wells Fargo commercial that I remember from the early 90s. that's a very common pattern, even still in worship music. It's also country. I think it's pretty common. You could change a chord on every one of those. So it'd be like. What is that? Almost looks like Cherry Baby or something like that. Oh, it sounds like the grunge. I'm trying to remember how the grunge goes. Dang it, I can't pull it up because I don't want to get a copyright strike, because they're the worst. Led Zeppelin, the Eagles are the worst at copyright strikes. Chubby Checker, the first vocal version was recorded in '62. Chubby Checker on Parkway Riders and Peaked Him. The first version of what? I missed that. Oh, the Limbo thing. Limbo Rock. Chuck a train. Yeah, sometimes, yeah, it depends on the tempo of the song, Joseph. I played acoustic this weekend on a couple songs. I'm trying to remember, how'd they go? One was... The other one was 6/8. 6/8 is really popular in worship music, and it was just... It was kind of that kind of vibe. So 6/8 is super duper common. And what's interesting about this pattern is it kind of alludes to almost a 6/8 feel. If I were to take out beat 4, obviously if I take out beat 4, now we have a triplet, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, dun, 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 dun. It's got this. It's almost like a... alternating, accenting the downbeat and the upbeat. That's kind of how you turn 6/8 into a 4/4 feel. In fact, this song that we played at church this weekend did that in the key of E. It was like almost like 1, 2, 3, 4, almost had that feel. You can take 6/8. I love playing 6/8 because you can do so many variations on it. And in my opinion, I don't think everybody agrees with me on this, but in my opinion, you can play different patterns and they all seem to work together. They all kind of bounce off each other. If I want to do that pattern, you just want to go 1. my pattern should still work against yours. It'd be kind of a ba da 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 back and forth kind of thing. But in some ways, this has some similarities to that kind of triplet feel because we're playing groupings of 3 until beat 4. When we get to beat 4, we gotta bring the whole thing back around to 1. I don't know how many of you are actually getting this groove down, but I hope you are. Did anybody give me a variation? Come on. No one's... Yeah, it's hard to lower... it's hard to mute the... Talk about not using... But here's the thing, Catherine. If you just take off these notes and I'm bringing my thumb around so you're kind of getting that effect, even though that E string is ringing out. Maybe emphasize the bottom 4 notes strings instead of so the top 2 strings don't come out. You got to do also palm mute. So I'm kind of bringing my hand over the top. So let me just see if my... Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to see if my cool guy is still here. Okay, here's the drum groove. We're going to go back up to... We're going to get 40 viewers now that I walk out of the... Well, this is a good place to stop anyway. I should probably attend to this pool issue, especially since it's 106 today. But it's going to be a 96 tomorrow and then 82 the next day. So very happy. We had about a week of over 100. It's the only time we've been over 100 all year, which is rare. Usually we have 3 different weeks that are like hitting 100, 110, whatever. So this is, oh, you did one for me, Sadie. Okay, well, let me do that one. And single, double, triple. Okay, single. So single. So yeah, that's cool. It's hard. Oh, let's see. I can't. That's too slow. Yeah. It's hard to do. No, it's not right. I'm not doing it right. I did an anticipatory hit, which it could be another one. That's what it was. That's what you wrote. Okay, so wait, single. Oh, now I'm getting some very. Okay, wait. Let's see. Single, double, single, double. I did it wrong. Let's see. Nope. Not bad. Okay, let's see with the single, triples, double, triple, single. All right. Let's see. No, it ended. That's cool. And I wouldn't hesitate to write these down, okay? These are also all up at the Discord. You don't need to make them look like music notation necessarily. You can just do a slash and an X and a slash and an X or whatever. Do 2 slashes for the double, 3 slashes for the triple. Do maybe a hollow slash that kind of looks like a whole note or a half note or something. Hey, Brad's in the house. How's it going, Brad? I got, by the way, I told you all when I got the new Gear Day, I got the guitar banjo or the banjitar from Malibu Music. Still have yet to pay for it. I need to come out. When you get that other mandolin or the other banjo, damn it, how many banjos now? I think I'm going to own 8 banjos. When you get that next banjo in, let me know. I'll come in and pay for both this and that. I texted you, Brad. You probably saw it. But there should be a case with this somewhere. It comes with a case, and I don't want you to get stuck with a case. I don't need it right away or anything like that. Kind of makes it nice to store in the closet, easy to store. Right now I put a hanger up for it, so I've got this up on the wall when I'm not using it. But I'm actually using it on a project right now. So, and it's some of the hardest music I've ever played. But I'm having a blast doing it. I love a challenge. So I have one banjo guitar, but this one's actually electric, but it also has a totally different sound. And so I did a test for the game composer score, the game score composer, and I said which one do you like better? And I did a little snippet of the music with both of the banjos, and he chose this one, so I'm using it for that one. And the retail price is more than what you told me, my friend. Just so you know. I want you to make money over there, dude. I want you to be there next year. I don't know if you want to be there next year. You're like, I had to close the business now. I'm losing too much money. It's like, oh, shoot, okay. Because Brad's retired, and he came out of retirement to unintentionally open a guitar store. But he's killing it. It looks like you're selling a lot. He's got a lot of Gibsons. It's a great store. It's got more guitars than the average guitar store. I would say probably it has more guitars than 80% of the guitar stores in America. He just like, there's not a square inch in that place that's not filled with a guitar or something. So, you just randomly found that. That's rare that you would randomly find this. But Malibu Music, if you're in California, actually I think they have a reverb. They have a Malibu Music LLC, I think, on Instagram, and then through that you could probably have a link tree where you can go to their OnlyFans page. No, I'm just kidding. Brad, yeah, I want to do an OnlyFans where I teach guitar lessons, fully clothed. But it's like, what's this guitar teacher doing on OnlyFans? Anyway, I just want to be able to say I have an OnlyFans. And then, but you can order stuff online. Electric guitars, I'm more confident ordering online than acoustic guitars. I'm just going to say that. Acoustic guitars, I really want to hear. Electric guitars, a lot of times are very, very similar. So, like if I played a specific model of Gibson Les Paul at a store and I ordered that same model from another store, I would probably, find that they're very, very, very similar. So you plan on being there from here on, okay? Well, it's a great place to be from here on out. You can't do much better than Malibu, California. I mean, it's just beautiful out there, and the location's great. Brad's doing really well out there. So, but yeah, I need to get you paid. Well, you let me know when you get that one. It may take a while to get that one. They can tend to be slow on stuff, but yeah, go there if you're ever on the coast. Most of these people are from all over the place, and very few of them are in California. Holly's in California, but she's in like kind of north of northern and inland. You're in the mountains, Holly. I think of you as a mountain woman. I know what you look like, but when I think about you, I think of you as like just rugged mountain woman chopping wood or something, which I think you do. I know you trim back brush, so yeah. In fact, you've probably been doing that a lot lately because we're hitting the fire season. So I smelled a fire yesterday. We had one yesterday up in Big Bear or something. We could smell it out here. So it's on order. Yeah, that's great. It's great. So not that I need another banjo, but yeah. And so what I'm having Brad order me is the fretted version of the fretless one that I have, which is nylon strings. Pretty cool. But the fretless ones, like, I can't just play regular banjo stuff on it very easily, but the fretted one I can, but it has nylon strings, and so it's a lot softer than a regular 5-string banjo. It's a 5-string, but it's a lot softer. I find that it sits in a track pretty nice. It's like, oh, okay, you can tell it's a banjo, but it's not, kind of thing. This one's a little bit that way. To get that more banjo-y sound for the track I'm working on. I'm using it's a quarter, an American quarter fashioned into a guitar pick. To give it that, sounds like I'm playing with metal picks. Oh. Hey, everybody take a sip. I just dropped a pick. Take 2 sips. Apparently I dropped 2 picks. I found 2 picks on the floor. That's why I don't let my wife vacuum in here. I'm like, I will do it. I clean my office. I'm always afraid of losing, like, I've got like stupid picks. Like this one was $35 for a pick. I didn't buy it. It was a gift. And it actually sounds really good. I'm like, damn it. Why do you have to sound so good? But it's like, this is a blue chip pick. And it does sound really good strumming, I have to admit. And then my Wiegand picks, these are like $15 a pop. I love this pick. This one's good too. It's about $5, about 3 for 15. These Wiegand, they're made in France. The guy makes them by hand. They're really good picks. Even these gravity picks I use on electric guitar that replaced my main pick that I used for years, the Dunlop. These are $5 a pop. There's a link, you can check them out. This is the exact one I get. You can check it out on Sweetwater. I got to order some more. But yeah. So, and anything you order on below, from the links below, I get a little piece of. So if you order something from Sweetwater, I get a little percentage. Also, if you order anything from Amazon, you can save that. Christmas is coming up. You can save that link. You can click on any of those links down there and just save them. And then if you're going to do some shopping, just click on that link and then do your shopping. And when you sell out, because you click through one of my links, I get a 1, 2, 3% of whatever you buy. So if you go crazy, I actually had somebody with their church bought a PA system through my Amazon link, and like a whole system. I don't know how they found it on Amazon or whatever, but I got like a $500 check from Amazon that month. It was amazing. But usually I don't have them cut a check until it's $50, and that usually maybe it's $50, and it usually takes 5-6 months to get to $50 because it's just pennies. But anyway, it's all about just kind of dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, especially in the music business. Just to be, if you have a regular job, you get paid. But in my business, it's all like based on a lot of my income is residual. Now, when I work for composers, I've had people say, "Oh, I'll put you down as a producer, or I'll give you writer's credit." But if I know they're only going to sell 10 copies, I'm not going to work for free. I just, it's going to sell millions. I'm like, yeah. I'm totally willing to take a chance on my career, but I'm not willing to take a chance on your career. So pay me, and so that. But a lot of the big stuff, not only do I get paid, I also get back end. And even some of the big stuff, the TV stuff I do, I just do for the back end because I know it's getting on air. So I know it's going to be on CBS or it's going to be on Discovery Channel or something like that. So I know I'm going to make more than minimum wage on the back end when it's all said and done. You're from Washington. Yeah. My daughter just moved away from... yeah, Paul Bunyan thing. You ran out of tea. Oh no. Lumberjack. Lumber Holly. Can you indulge us on whether a famous artist like Justin you've worked with? Really? Oh, somebody asked that. Did I miss that? How much do I charge for a recording track? It just depends. I really don't want to talk money here, but a lot for the work on movies and stuff like that. If it's a union film, then I'm getting. I always get what's called multi-track rate. But I don't do many union films. With video games, I generally charge by the hour, and I'll do partial hours. I can charge for an hour and a half. I can do 4.5 hours. 3.25 hours, whatever. And then for songs, it's all just depends. If with Justin, if I go into the studio and they're hiring me to play on something, then it's union, and I'm going to get leader rate, which is 300 an hour or something like that. Which sounds like a lot, but ultimately, if you're really giving them a lot of, I've gone in and done those things, got paid, but also got percentage of the song because I added something so creative to the song that they kind of felt obligated to give me credit, which they didn't have to. But Justin's always been good with me. Other artists besides Justin, who else? I mean, I don't know if any. Taboo. I work with Taboo a lot from Black Eyed Peas. He's on the road right now, but we talk every now and then. And I think I've done at least 100 songs with Taboo. Probably done 40 or 50 songs with Justin. I mean, between the songs I've played on, the songs that I played on that got released, songs I played on that didn't get released, songs that I wrote that got released, and songs that I wrote that didn't get released, it's probably 50 tunes that I've done with Justin. I did a session with Skrillex that ended up getting the song released by Young Lean. So technically, I guess I've worked with Young Lean, who's a young, obvious. Well, he's not going to be young forever, so that name won't be appropriate. But he's a rapper, kind of a mumble rapper from Sweden. I never heard a mumble rap before, but now that I've listened to the songs that I worked on, I'm like, okay, I understand mumble rap. So, who else? I don't really, the thing is, I've played on so many like gold and platinum records. I don't have any hanging. I don't do, because to be honest, sometimes it's like some of those gold records you work on, you maybe got $300 for playing on it, and it's like it costs $1,000 to get the record and the frame and all that stuff. And I don't ever really think about what I've done. I'm always thinking about what am I doing now, or what am I going to do next. So I don't really have room on my wall. And to be honest, when I go over to my friend Pablo's hilarious because his wife makes him get all those. So he's got all these awards all over his walls. Whenever I go to his house, he's like, "So are you intimidated?" I'm like, "No." And he goes, "Well, you're supposed to be." So it's like, and then sometimes I'll go to someone's house and they're in the business and they got all these gold records on there, and I start looking at them, and the dates are like 1988, 1991. That's like the most recent thing, and I'm like, oh, how sad. The problem with those is they get old fast. When I see a gold record on the wall, it's for something you did. When I see a guitar on the wall, it's for something I can do. See, that's the difference. Okay, that's deep. You can quote me on this. So I don't really, I could have Emmy, because if you get nominated, I'm actually nominated for an Emmy right now, not me, but my music I worked on. If it wins, even if it doesn't win, I can get a certificate saying something I worked on got an. Well, why do I want to pay money for? It's just, to me, it just doesn't make any sense. Now, one caveat: that YouTube award, that to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, that represents 11 years of work, and I proudly hang that up. But the gold records, the Bieber stuff, I mean, I don't know if anything I've done with Taboo has been gold. TV shows, movies, I've got movies that were Oscar nominated. I got movies that were #1 movie in America. I think at one week I had the #1 record in America and the #1 movie in America I'd worked on. That was about 10 years ago. I just don't, I'm like, once I've done the work, I'm on to the next thing. So that's just, the philosophy of Tom. The Midwest was the West, exactly. Well, it's so funny because when I talk to Californians out here, they go, "Oh, where are you going?" "Oh, I'm going back east." "Oh, really? Where?" And they'll say like St. Louis. I'm like, St. Louis isn't back east. I thought you were going to Boston, going to Delaware or something. uh, you know, I'm from Indiana, so to me, St. Louis is west. And they say, oh, I'm going back east. And they'll say, I'm like, where are you going to go? Denver. I'm like, Denver's not back east. What chair have you got? Oh, yeah, actually, I just got this chair. Hold on a second. I forget the name of it. It says, does it say on the back? Oh yeah. Hinomi. I mean, it was pretty cheap. It was like $279 or something, and it's super duper adjustable. I wish that the lumbar support would just kind of. I don't need that. I could probably take it off. What did I say? Hinomi? Let me see. Let me look it up real quick and see if I can give you a link. Hinomi. Yeah. Yeah, it was a. I don't know if my Alex sent it to me or if it was a. I mean, right now it's 50% off. Let's see what we get here. So this chair right now. Products. Let's see. I don't know. Office. No. Well, technically, is this the gaming chair? I don't know. They probably charge more for that. Yeah, but I wanted the ones with the arms that go up because I don't. Yeah, I think it was this, the classic. I think it's this one. So $329, and it's got 272 reviews. Now this is on their website, so I imagine they could get rid of the 1-star reviews. But 4.89 out of 5. So I think this is the one I got, and I'm not getting anything from this. The white chair, yeah, I got. It just started getting worn. Yeah, it was the white chair. In fact, it's so funny because I was just watching some news program, I think CNN, and everyone had those white chairs. There was like 4 people sitting around, and they all had my old white chair. I got that at Target. Alex got it. That was one of those things Alex got, and I really liked it. I went, oh, that's nice. I should get one of those. So this, yeah, I'm trying to figure out the lumbar support thing's a little annoying. I don't necessarily. I want to be able to sit further back in my chair, because I less of an issue is the chair cutting off underneath my knee. If the chair is too short, it cuts off the circulation underneath above my knee. But without headrest, oh, I don't have headrest. Yeah, so I got it without headrest. With the headrest, it's another $30 or $40. But I don't care. Yeah, the chairs, I got it. I've had it probably, believe it or not, I've probably had it 5 months. You could probably look up my old videos to see how far back I had the white chair. Now I need to adjust this lumbar, and I forget which. Is it this? Ah, there we go. Now, can I lock it? See, I like it better down like that in this. I used to have lower back issues. I don't have so much anymore, which is a miracle. Miracle. All right, I said I got to go. I should probably go. I want to see what the deal is with the pool thing. And see you next Monday. We may continue on this. I don't know. But I think to me, it's just kind of fun. The goal ultimately on these rhythms and these variations, the single hit, the double hit, the triple hit, the hold, is just to be able to do them at will randomly whenever you want. And without even almost thinking about it, you just kind of do it. Whatever. And there's a lot more. The crazy thing is, this is just one rhythm. Then we can do this next one, and we can do this next one, and then the next one. But then you can do variations on those rhythms too. So there's, probably a billion variations just with 16/16 notes. So it's the Tony Rice thing. Yeah, what's the book? Yeah, it's not a very good book. I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, if you're a Tony Rice fan, maybe you know these songs, but I just felt like I bought it because I thought, I really like his playing, and I thought it would be more instructional. And it's just tabs of some songs that I've never heard, and they're not particularly interesting ideas, so I don't recommend. Right now, mainly what it's doing is holding the papers down so that it doesn't blow because I got the fan on. If I just had papers sitting here, they'd be flying off my music stand. So anyway, okay, God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching. I can't believe we peaked out at like 31. It's pretty good, pretty darn good. So thank you, everyone. I should take a week off more often, but I will be here next week, Lord willing, and we will maybe pick up where we left off, or maybe get a new idea. If I get a new idea or something to do, then I'll do it. Oh, before you go, please like and start. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I doubt there's anybody here that hasn't subscribed, but if you haven't, do it. And you can always like it. It's always good for the analytics of the video, but I'm not trying to get this video to take off. I do have, I told you I had a video idea a couple weeks ago, and I think I got all the paperwork done for it. It's not going to be a long video, but it's going to be an exercise video, and you may hate me afterwards. So, but we'll talk about it later. I haven't shot it yet, though. I have to shoot it. I'm not sure when that's going to happen. Okay? God bless you all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!